Hey everybody, I want to do a quick video. Stupid intro. There, we all do it too. What you're hearing in the background here is Ghost Bells, trio of Robbie Yates from Dead Sea, Peter Porteous of I, and Mick Alvarado of Vacuum and Terminals and -2, which is basically Terminals minus 2 people. It's great. It's on Another Sunday, which was a CD, short-lived CD label that Anthony Milton ran a year/2 years ago, and it was limited for a specific reason. It runs 10 CDs long. They're all called like Another Sunday. The titles are all like that. It's various people on each one. Each CD is a different artist. Really good, like New Zealand stuff. I'm actually working on an article for the next My Teeth Need Attention issue, that'll a print edition. So this video series is kind of related to My Teeth Need Attention, which is a print zine and audio podcast that I do. And issue 6, I'm slating to come out by the end of March, and that'll include some Another Sunday things. And I'm probably going to review the things that I got in the mail the other day that I wanted to go over. I didn't even listen to the stuff yet. Metonymic, so speaking of I and things like that, this is the label that Peter Stapleton ran. The CDs don't come around very often. The label was pretty much CD only. There might have been a cassette or two, but that's about it. This is by Total, which is Matthew Bauer of Skullflower fame. A render CD, still shrink wrapped. I'm psyched about this. This came out on Ajax. It was probably a reissue of maybe an earlier release. I'm not sure. That dog's head in the gutter gives off vibrations. So I'm psyched to get into that. And then recently, I watched a documentary that Andrew Scott, who did the I interview with me, recommended I watch. It was about a band called King Loser, which I didn't know anything about. It turns out that like one of the names I've seen on various compilations and stuff like that, Chris Hazelwood. So I ended up finding a 7-inch of his. This is on Flying Nun. Back in '93, this came out. Flying Nun 222. I don't think that's the 22nd release, right? But he was a band called King Loser, and I got a 7-inch of theirs. It's Flying Nun as well, 283. I don't know, maybe did they put out that many? This came out in '94. I don't know, maybe they did. Yeah, I mean that was like 10 years, right? So psyched to get into this. The documentary, if you haven't seen it, the documentary is great. It's available on a New Zealand streaming service where you can like rent it for, it's like when you rent movies here in the U.S. if you're in the U.S. or anywhere, like Amazon. So like once you start watching, you have like 48 hours to finish it. If you don't watch it over, I don't know, I think it was like good for a month. But again, like once you start watching it, you only have 48 hours to watch it. It's a really good documentary, just in the sense of like not even knowing anything about the band, just the idea of like this band trying to make it, some issues going on with some people. I don't want to give anything away. It was really well done. Yeah, it was great. And then I also watched a Bill Direen documentary on that same service that was really good too. I'm going to try to hopefully review both of those films in the next issue as well. Other stuff I got. Noxac. This is Chatel Bransdell band out of Norway, I want to say, or Sweden. Norway. I've put out some stuff by the band I should know. They were on a comp that I did, a CD comp I did years ago with Glashfolk. Glashfolk. I think that's what it was called. Label out of Belgium. And this is great. This is, let's see. Looks like it's a bunch of bass and stuff. It's guitar and drums and bass, but then sometimes it was like violin in the band. Really good, heavy, kind of loud rock. Yips. This is a 7-inch I've been kind of looking for a while on Silk Breeze. I have the 10-inch, or the LP. And it's funny. A copy of the LP was in my local record shop the other day, and my buddy held up. He's like, "Hey, you got this?" I'm like, yeah. And I forgot to tell him that I had the 7-inch in the mail at that point. And then another 7-inch. I love buying batches of 7 inches from, especially when you find a buyer that has a lot of them on Discogs that are fitting you, and it helps out with shipping and stuff like that. And then I kind of offered a deal on one of them too, and he accepted, so it was great. San Augustine. So San Augustine was a trio. I think at one point it was a duo, but maybe it was a trio the whole time. Brian Fielden, Andrew Burns, and David Daniel. And you might recognize some of those names because they started doing some stuff on... David Daniel had a solo release. Andrew Burns, maybe. Then they did some stuff with, I want to say, Thrill Jockey. I can't remember if they did or not. But they also then, I think those two last guys moved to New York, and then they started playing with Lauren Connors and Suzanne Langille, Lauren's partner, as Haunted House. I don't know if they're still together or not. I have another thing. Hold on. They put out a few different things. I say Atlanta. They're from Atlanta. I think I might be wrong about that, but I think I say that because they did stuff with Table of the Elements, and that was Atlanta-based. And then Table of the Elements eventually put out this CD box set of a ton of recordings of theirs. Really good stuff. Really, like, tasteful, quiet, I don't know, post-rock, maybe? I don't know how you would describe it. It's very quiet and soft, and I don't know, and super interesting to listen to. Cinematic, maybe not. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, maybe I'll do another video where I play these. And then, keep an eye out for more news about the My Teeth Need Attention issue number 6. There's a ton of stuff that I have friends working on that's going to be in that. And like I said, it should be out in a month, a little over a month. I'm shooting for the end of March because I'm doing a zine fair then. So that's a good target for it. So anyway, like and subscribe down below, and we'll see you later.